Grind. This is the final curtain call to your show.
We're not actually. Curtain call. Nice.
Shut up, Dustin. We call it the grind because we're grinding out a summary of the package to the tip while people take sets. We call it the grind because you're grinding out a summary of the package to the tip while people are taking sets. The grind should feel like boom, 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 boom. Picture it like the teeter-totter thing for the trains. Your tip's on one side, you're on the other. And you're like, let me know right now. And they're like, we'll let you know right now. And you're like, let me know right now. And they're like, we'll let you know right now. And boom, 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 till everyone is like, I want to get on the train. I want to be there too. You only need a couple springers on the other side to get that thing going. Before you know it, the whole tip is over there like, I want to play, I want to play. I know you do. Here's your set. You're very welcome. Have a great day. It is a series of repetitious actions and phrases that eventually achieve a desired result. I remember having trouble in a store once, and a Miss Natalie Dolph called me, or I called a Miss Natalie Dolph rather. I said, I'm just having trouble in the store. And she goes, are you vomiting? You want ones? We'll never forget that line ever again. What do you mean vomiting? You want ones? And she's like, I mean like you want one, you want two, you want one as well, you want over there, you want one too, you want one as well, you want over there, you want one too, you want as well. In between the sections of what you're saying. I'm like, no. I'm saying, you know, it's $40. Let me know right now. I know you want one too. You get this. I know you want one. You get that. I know you want one. She's like, that's not enough. You got to, and that's what I mean by grind. You got to grind it in there. You got to grind it in there. This thing, you've worked 15 minutes now to get this thing to the point where you're going to catch the wave and ride it, baby. And however big that wave is, that's how long you got to ride it. If you got 30 people in front of you, you're gonna have it's going to be a long grind. It should be a long grind if you got 30 happy people in front of you. Because picture it like surfing. You paddled out, you're on your board, you've waited for the wave. The wave came. You're catching the wave. They're catching the wave. You do the turn, you finally caught the wave, you stand up and now you're on the wave. What's the whole point?
Ride as long as you can.
Ride as long as you can until you hit beach, baby.
Let it ride.
Yeah, and if you've only got 5 people in your tip, that's not going to be a big ride. Right. It's just going to be a tiny bitty wave. But when you catch the tsunami wave, you better ride that bitch all the way through to the shore.
Yeah.
Yes. Into stainless steel hybrid.
Because, yes, into the stainless steel upsells. Into the knife upsells that are coming. Because here's the thing. Yeah, blocks, baby. Get ready for that. Because here's the thing. You did all the work anyway. You already paddled out. You already did all this work. And I hate to see for everything from trainees to really good veteran agents go up, get 20 people in front of them, have 12 springers, and be like, here, okay, there you go, bye. That's basically like catching the wave, riding it for a second, and then just kicking the board and jumping into the water. And being like, go fuck that wave.
I did a surf.
I did a surf.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I did a surf, bye.
I'm done.
Now, I just want to go over some basic rules for springers. I'm sure you know them, but this is how you should teach them. Multiple springers. Hand out the set at the end of the first grind. That's the first set that goes out, is at the end of the first grind. And technically, it should be pretty much every grind after that, you're going to do 1 or 2 sets. One in the middle of the second grind, one at the end of the second grind. One in the middle of the third grind, one at the end of the third grind. Depending on how you're grinding. Leave hands up for gifts, baby. If I got 5 springers or more, there's no freaking way I hand a set out to every single one of them. Just don't. And I never hand out to the most excited springer either.
No, you keep getting there.
I'm like, you just stay right where you are, honey. I know you want one. I saved the pretty girls for last. She's like, just give me one. Just give me one. And I'm like, Yep, I saved the pretty girls for last. I'm getting to you. Hold on. You're doing a lot of work for me right there. This woman's on the fence and she's looking at you like, holy shit, why does she want one so bad? I guess I want one too. Always leave springers for the gift section, just like I was saying, and ride that wave of energy until the frenzy of people wanting one subsides. So next to that ride the wave note that you have, you're riding it until the energy of the frenzy that you've created subsides. You can feel it. It's an organic thing. We can't teach it. Till the energy of the frenzy subsides. If you have 15 springers, you just keep riding it and going super slow through it and saying that you want ones and doing the work till you're going to be exhausted. You should be exhausted by the end of that bag up. I know you want one, you want two, you want one over there, okay, you want one over here, you want one too. But you're only handing out on what?
The end of each, end of middle of each line.
Middle and the end.
Yeah.
On the one.
On the you want ones, that's what I was looking for. Good job now. It's 1 to 2 springers. Hand the first set out at the end of the first grind. The next set goes out at the end of the second grind. Very simple. At the end of the first grind, you hand out one set. At the end of the second grind, you hand out the next set. 2 springers. Done. One springer. Hand the first set out at the end of the first grind. And do the second grind super slow. The subtext should be something to the effect of, I guess you didn't get it the first time, guys.
Right.
Sometimes I'll put it on the table and then give them the
We're
second.
going there.
Okay.
One springer, just hand it at the first grind, and then you hit the brakes on the second grind. Like, you must not understand what I said the first time. When I said $120 worth of stuff for $40, you must have not gotten that. I'll just do it slow for the people who weren't paying attention. No springers. Oh. At the end of each grind, you will take one of the boxes and put them on either side of the table. One on one side of the table, one on the other side of the table. And you will switch the phrasing of your grind at this point. Just because you ain't gonna spring, don't mean you ain't gonna buy. It ain't over till it's over, sweet cheeks. You still don't got your free gift, do you? Oh. Then allow me to say every single mother word I want to say right now. Thank you very much. One set goes on one side of the table, one set goes on the other side of the table, and the phrasing of your grinds will now switch to, so just pick these up off the table and bring them right to the registers for $39.99. Again, they're $40 today. They're $120 when we leave the store, so pick them up right now. Right off the table, take them to the registers. Again, guys, they're $40. Just let me know right now, or you can pick them right up off the table today for $39.99. You have the slicer, the shears, the peeler. You've got the shredder grater in there as well. It's $120 worth of stuff. It's just $40 today. So you just pick it right up off the table and you bring it to the registers. That's how you let me know right now that you want one, by picking them right up off the table. I just bail out of springing. All right, you're not comfortable enough to spring? Pick them up off the table. And then when one gets picked up, replace it. And you'll see the line of people just be like, oh, I guess I want one. Oh, I guess I want one too. Oh, I guess I want one too. Yeah, I mean, these are all little sneaky kind of things. Like, I know Kylie does like a hands up, guys. Hands up. Like, and people are like, wait, what? Hands up? You're like, yeah, just like that. Here's a box. Go buy it. So, here's a couple tech points, little thoughts for you. Gesture is the primary point of influence in the grind. We're going to get to it in just a second. Just, you don't need to write all these down, but I'll tell you the ones I want you to write down. Respring your tip. Write it down. Freaking remember it. Jeez Louise with tomato and cheese. Respring your tip. You do it in the turn. You do it on the ladder climb.
Yep.
And then you never do it again. So they never get forced into springing into action over and over and over again. I want to see you respring, and I want to see the people who are already sprung go,
Again.
not even again, like they're already there, and they're like, it's me. I'm trying to tell you.
Jump.
Yes, it's an impulse buy. We have to get something down here to come through here. Never stop talking. I love the trainees that get to the end of the second bag up because they memorize perfectly, and then they just silently hand out sets to people.
It's so solemn.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Same with the gifts too.
Yeah.
Same with the gifts. Same with the gifts. And you know what? You know what? It's not just Chinese with the gifts. Veteran agents are responsible for it as well. They're guilty of that same negligence. They think the show's over now. It's time to hand out the gifts. Okay, I'm going to hand out the gifts now. If you have any questions, my name is Peter. What? What? They're still in front of you. They're still at your counter. Close them. Keep turning. Here's your gift, guys. You're very welcome. You're welcome. Have a great day. Remember, $40 at the registers. Head up right to the registers. They scan out factory direct for $40. Okay, take another one for gifts. Yeah, they're made great gifts. Yep, you're very welcome. Hand these. Yep. I know you want one. You want one too. There you go. You're very welcome. Pick them up off the table, guys. They're $40. They're $40. Bring them to the registers. $40. $40.
Did you get one? Did you need another one?
Exactly. And then even as they're leaving and they're getting around, even Leo will be like, now guys, don't try to take this up and say it's free. We always get some silly guy who tries to do that in the store. Everybody at the front already knows, okay? Dustin does a great tool where he's like, okay, I'm going to hand out the free gifts now, which are these. This right here, they cost $40.
Pay with your money.
You pay with your money. These guys here are free. You can put it right in your purse.
Pay with your money.
No one's going to try to arrest you.
Put your pocket. Walmart knows these are free.
There you go. Boom, 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 boom. But never stop closing. Never stop closing. The reason why I singled them out and gave a little story about what they do is to imply that you should all have your own little personal twinge on what you're doing at the end after all is said and done. You've done grinds, you've done gifts, you've done this, you've done that. Now, do you just stop talking and just here you go? No. You keep talking till every single person at your counter is gone.
And then I still keep talking.
And then you still keep talking. Okay? Why it works. The grind works because it creates the environment where everybody wants to buy. It's a general sales rule. It's 262. Write it down. General sales rules 262. Do you know it, Alvin?
No. This sounds like something really interesting.
Kirk, do you know 262?
I have no idea.
Judy?
No.
Lopez?
No.
Okay. Anybody? 262? Okay, let me teach it then. This is general sales rule 262. 20% of the population is always ready to buy something.
Oh, I know what this is.
60% of the population is on the fence. 20% of the population is never going to buy something. You never know what portion of the population is in your tip, which is why you do 8 shows in a shift. Which is why doing more shows is the great equalizer. Because if you do 6 shows, and it was a rough day, and you were ballying a lot of that lower 20%, the bad side of 262, you're going to be like, oh, what a crap day. I hate this store. But if you had done 10 shows, the odds are more in your favor. You have to get some of that 60%. You have to get some of the good 20%. If you, more shows you do.
You never know which one's going to be the wealthiest.
You never know, you never know when you're going to bally the 20% of people that are all want to just buy. The 262 rule makes this a math game. The more shows I do, plus the knowledge that I know I'm doing my show right, or to the best of its ability, essentials-wise, equals numbers. Am I boring you, Mr. Burke?
No, sir.
Fantastic.
I'm awake.
262. 20% of the population is always ready to buy something. 60% of the population is on the fence. And 20% of the population is never going to buy something. So we should be able to imply that on the average course of a day, we will have at least a what percentage turn ratio?
80.
That's right, Ms. Smith. That's right, Mr. Sabalza. Now, if everyone is doing something, it's human nature to want it too, right? And the people on the fence experience that during the grind, right? And that impulses them to buy, correct?
Correct.
So the grind essentially is creating a buying atmosphere that becomes contagious, therefore maximizing the amount of sales for any given group.
One more time.
The grind creates a buying atmosphere that becomes contagious because people are sheeple and it's human nature to want to do what everyone else is wanting to do. It's true. I was just about to say, I probably would not have jumped out of a plane if it wasn't for the fact that we were doing it in a group environment.
That's
I know
true.
for a fact Judy wouldn't have.
I would
Same here.
never have.
20% were never
Stacy
gonna
would
buy.
love
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was in the top.
60% who were on the fence. Listen to this. Listen to wait. This is beautiful.
Yes.
Listen to what's happening right now. Be honest with yourselves for just a second. Who did not go? Who just wasn't jumping no matter what? That's 4 out of 24. Who would have went no matter what and gladly paid the money for it? That's about half. Who just did it because everybody else was doing it? Yeah, so we gotta, because it's an eccentric group of people.
And
We
we're,
got the higher 20%.
and-
But that lower
we're
is still
taking it-
exactly
Wait, can I point one thing out?
18%.
we're taking that poll post
Stacy was
event
Stacy
as
was
well.
in the 20% no, and she got turned.
She got turned by the
She got
guy.
turned.
She got turned watching
She
people
got-
come
she
back
got
in
turned
saying
right.
that was us.
Something
Yeah.
better.
It was a grind.
Bender did so
Yeah.
well.
Bender
People
was
were
on the
always
fence.
turning
Bender was on
me.
the-
That's right.
Well, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. It was a turn, but Dustin's right too. It was a grind.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just one person that told Stacy.
Yeah.
It was a
You
number.
told Stacy, you told Stacy, I told Stacy, you
Two
told Stacy. Everybody
planefuls
was
of people. Two planefuls. I watched two planefuls of people jump before I did it.
Okay? Everybody understand what I'm saying here? The grind is super important because it puts the 262 in your favor. If you skip your grind, you don't. It's like not stacking odds
Sure.
on your own money. What up?
And if you do a slow enough grind, like Rick Coffey saw me doing at Sam's, sometimes those people switch over from that 60% that wasn't at your tip initially, come because you're taking a long enough time in your grind to actually show up to actually take from you, which is ridiculous. But
And,
it worked.
yeah, and someone across the store suddenly sees, everyone over here had their hand up. Everyone over here seems to be getting something. What do you got? What do you got over here? And they all just flock.
At the same time, you have to be really careful of that because sometimes they're just coming.
Yeah. Then you make sure to let them know.
Yeah.
This
That's
card-
true.
Sometimes hard to tell.
So these-
Too.
Perfect. So these are the 7 essentials. The way we will be teaching them, the way we will be learning them, the way we will be preaching them. Okay?
Awesome.